Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. I'm Aryannna and yeah, I don't know. Okay, quick disclaimer. It is 3:52 a.m. right now when I'm recording this, so I might be a little weird off my rocker, but please excuse me. So this video is something that I thought of quite a long time ago. And this first part was actually filmed in July of 2016, and it is now January when I actually got around to finishing this, so, you know, that's how long it took me. But, I don't know if this is an original idea, but I came up with doing a traditional art versus digital art, kind of like a challenge, I guess. I don't know if it's a challenge, but I kind of just wanted to see and compare how both of them would look like. So the first thing here I did was the traditional part in watercolors, of course, which is my most comfortable medium, traditionally, of course. And so yeah, I'm just painting this like I normally would. Just putting a flat base coat or base layer, whatever, I don't know. I'm gonna try to say this in one take because I don't want to go back and like whatever, I don't know. This video might be a little long, I'm sorry, but there are two speed paints kind of in one, I guess. So yeah. So after, I guess I'll just explain this a little bit more. After I did the base coat or layer or whatever I called it before of the watercolor, I start shading, and I like shading from darkest to lightest. Well, I don't shade the light, I don't know what okay. I go from the dark and then I add a dark wash, I guess, not really a wash, but in the areas where I want the shadows to be, I add darkness, and then I take a little bit of water and then I blur out the edges so it looks nice and fades. Yeah. And then, of course, all of my things that I will be using are listed in the description below, but I am using a sketchbook. I have it right here, but I honestly don't remember the name of it, so I'll just have that in the description. The watercolors I'm using are Winsor & Newton Cotman Watercolors. What I used to line the drawing is the Sakura Micron, in Sepia. I think it's the smaller size, so 01. I think they only come in two different sizes, so it's a smaller one. And then I think that is just about it so far. Oh, the paintbrush is totally my favorite paintbrush I've ever found in my life before. It is, I believe, the folk art brushes, and I actually found it at Walmart in a set of like 5. Yeah, I think it was 5 brushes, and this is the size number 10, and it is so wonderful. It comes to a really nice fine point, so you can get really nice fine details, or if you want to paint larger areas, you can also do that, because it is a size 10 brush, which is on the larger side, but it also has that nice fine tip, so it's great. And it was only like $2 or $3 for the whole entire set of 4 brushes. It was wonderful. This is like my to-go brush now. Still, you know, 6 months later, I'm using the same exact brush. Never fails me, you know, just one of those things. And here I was just doing the hair, I guess. But now I'm doing the eyebrows, which is also hair, but you know, yeah. To the hair. So originally when I was doing some thumbnails, which I actually started doing, I'm doing thumbnails now for drawings, which, if you don't know, are little like test color swatches, I guess, so you could figure out, you know, what colors go together and this and that. So originally I had this girl here. Her skin was much lighter and she had blonde hair, but then after realizing that looked pretty terrible, I decided to switch it up a bit. So now her skin tone is a little bit darker, and then she has this crazy funky hair. And then right now I'm filling in her eye details with a Prismacolor pencil in black. And now for the little dots and white highlights, I am using the Sakura Jelly Roll. Yeah. And then I also had the Uniball white gel pen for the whites. And so there's a little bit of a closer look on the traditional side of my artwork that we're looking at today. And here we go, the start of the digital part. So what I did was I took a picture of the finished traditional version, and then I just got it onto my computer and then opened it in Painttool Sai, which is the program that I'm using. And then I messed around with the colors a little bit so it would look as closest to the original on my screen as I could possibly get it. And then after I did that, I quickly traced around the image to get like a baselines, whatever, so I could actually see what I was drawing. And then once I got that down, like I did with the watercolors before, I'm just adding a solid base color for all the areas, so like her skin, her shirt, her pants, and her hair get their own things, and I put all of those on separate layers. And actually, since I did do this so long ago, I just finished it now in January, and I started this in, I don't know, June or July or something like that, August, I don't know. I don't remember exactly, but since then I have kind of developed a different method of coloring, so you'll see later on I'm coloring the skin right now, but later on I actually recolored the skin totally over because, yeah, I don't know, I kind of left it unfinished and I didn't want to continue from there, so I just restarted a fresh start on the skin. Yeah, and you'll see that when we get there, I guess. But what I do for the digital color painting, whatever stuff, I start off with the base layer, and then I add work from darks, and then I add in the highlights on the face, and that's where watching those YouTube makeup videos really comes in, you know, gotta contour and highlight, you know, like the youngins do these days. What am I even talking about? I don't know. Oh, 4 a.m. Just on the dot, just saying. Okay, so I actually really enjoyed how I did the eyes here. They're not too detailed, but they're just simple enough, and they have that nice little highlight right there that it just, oh, it looks so pretty, wouldn't you agree? So I go back and forth from having the line layer on and off sometimes, so for a reference I'll turn it back on, like right now, to see what's up, and especially for like the eyeliner right here, I'm going exactly off the lines that I did earlier, so I don't mess that up for or anything. Yeah, and then I have it back on, and I put the opacity down so I can still see what I'm coloring in here. And the look I usually go for with my digital artwork is a lineless look, so that's why I don't really have any, you know, obvious line art here. And I kind of just use those lines as a reference of what I'm doing. Man, would you look at her? She is definitely not one of those people that could pull off the no eyebrows look. I mean, really, like there's some people, you know, that just look fine without eyebrows, but she is obviously just not one of them. And then I'm doing the hair, which it looks more, the finished product looks a lot more streaky and stuff that I usually do. But I quite like it. It looks nice, if you ask me. And yeah. And then another thing which I enjoy tremendously is these eyebrows. I love when I make, or I enjoy doing this. What was I saying? Oh yeah, when I color people no, that's not the right order. When I draw people with colorful hair, and then I make their eyebrows also like crazy colorful to match their hair, and in this case she has these cool ombre eyebrows which go from purple to pink, and I just think that looks like the coolest thing ever. And then if you saw there, the shirt wasn't quite the right color to what I wanted, so I kind of just adjusted it a little bit so it would look less orangey and more kind of a peachy tone. And then again with this shirt, I left it looking a little less blended than I usually would, because it was supposed to be kind of like a nice flowy material. And then here we go, we jumped to already finishing the skin, and now I'm just working on the pants. And I was kind of worried that I wasn't going to be able to mimic that same texture that I got with the watercolors in the pants, but I think it ended up looking pretty good. I kind of just made a little blotchy things and then blended it around. And I think that is it, so I definitely gotta run along now because the video is over. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Stick around and subscribe if you're interested. I hope you enjoyed this little challenge thing, I guess you would call it. If you're artsy and you want to try this too, and if you do traditional and digital art, I think it would be a really cool test to, see how the different mediums compare to each other. But that's definitely it. I gotta run along now, so thanks for watching. I already said that, but yeah, toodles!